Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is episode number 41, and in this episode we're going to be tackling the very beginning of the water temple. The first thing you want to do is jump into the water in the hub room, which this room is basically going to be kind of like the centerpiece for the whole dungeon. It leads to the various other parts of the dungeon that we're going to be visiting later on. Anyway, equip the iron boots and go through the doorway with the torches, and we'll run into Ruto, the princess of the Zoras. You're Culination, aren't you? It's me, your fiance, Ruto, princess of the Zoras. Oh, Link is surprised. I never forgot the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. Well, that is just creepy. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's domain totally frozen. Yeah, we saw that. We saved your dad, by the way. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not yet. Actually, your father is fine. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. I don't think we're going to get married, Ruto. Just saying. Culination, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. And this changes the water level for the entire temple, by the way. I'll lead the way. Follow me quickly. And she's going to float up to the surface of this room. And oddly enough, this is the last time that we're going to see her in this temple. We won't see her again. She just kind of disappears. And it's very mysterious because when we go up to, follow her, there's just nobody up here, and it's very suspicious. Anyway, notice this crack in the wall. We're going to be coming back to do this a little bit later on. We can't do anything with it right now, but we will be coming back here to get something behind that wall a little bit later on. Anyway, the one thing you want to do is go through the door here, and you're going to be locked in with a bunch of enemies. The spike. Aim for it when it retracts its spikes. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can wait for them to retract their spikes, or you can just shoot them with a hook shot to force them to retract their spikes, and then you can shoot them again once they turn into a little pebble-like item. And you'll be able to kill all of them very easily that way. And you get some bombs for defeating them, which is unusual, and also useful because there are not a lot of enemies in the game that give you bombs almost all the time when you defeat them. Anyway, a treasure chest will appear in the center of the room after you defeat all the spikes. We can open it to receive the map of the dungeon. Man, that was kind of fast. We didn't waste any time getting that map. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is go over to the left, this little Triforce symbol on the wall, and we're going to want to play Zelda's Lullaby. Remember what Ruto said. There are 3 places in this temple where we can change the water level, and that will allow us to access different areas of the temple, get various small keys, various items, things of that nature. So this is the first one, and even though it's kind of up, I guess on the 3rd level, it actually will lower the water level all the way down to the 1st level. I'm going to I'm going to place Farore's Wind here, so that when I do have to return here to change the water levels, I can just use Farore's Wind again and warp right up here instead of trying to work my way up here with all the water level business. Okay, so another thing you can do with the water level down at this level is you can open this door right here. And what you want to do is basically just stand where the barred door is and ignite Din's fire. And that will be enough to light both of the torches at the same time and open the door. You can also break open these jars. I think they both have arrows. Yep, both have arrows, so that will fill you up on your inventory. We have some more items, not enemies. Not items. Enemies. Oh, goodness gracious, I cannot speak. Okay, so they're shell blades. And basically, you need to walk towards them just kind of slowly, and that will cause them to expose their weak point, and then you can then shoot them with the hook shot, and it kills them in 1 hit, as long as you hit them in that weak spot. After you destroy all 3 of these shell blades, we can open the small chest that appears in the center of the room, and we obtain a small key. So, that's awesome. I think there's a total of maybe 5 small keys. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But there's quite a few. So that's number 1. Alright, so this can be kind of confusing on where you want to go, but I recommend just going clockwise around the room. So we're going to go to the left here and go through this opening. There's a suspicious little crack in the floor of this hallway here. So we're going to lay a bomb there, and that's going to blow a hole in the floor, and there's water underneath. So with our with Link, really? How did you even grab the side of that? Anyway, with our Zora tunic on, we're going to equip our iron boots so we can sink to the bottom. You kill the shell blade pretty easily, run to the end of the hallway, and then unequip the iron boots in order to float to the surface. This temple is going to be very annoying with the iron boots. You're going to have to do a lot of putting them on and then taking them off, putting them on and then taking them off, and pressing start a whole bunch of times, and it kind of sucks a little bit, and it's very time consuming, but there's not really anything else you can do about it. That's just unfortunately the mechanic that the game has for you. So if you step on that switch, it will create a target on the statue, and yeah, then you can kill the 2 Tektites after hookshotting up to the target. And there's a golden Skulltula back here, but there's no switch to open the door. The switch to open the door is actually inside, so I recommend doing either a jump slash or a spin slash, and for some reason Link didn't want to do a spin slash there, so I did a jump slash, and that opens the gate. You can kill the golden Skulltula with the hookshot and obtain the token. I do not believe there's anything else in this room, with the exception of a couple of jars that you can refill up your items with, like bombs and arrows, but I didn't really need any of those other than 1 or 2 bombs. So we're going to go back to where we began, in that center room. From now on, or at least later on in these videos, I will just cut when I do have to go back to the main room, because it's merely following the same path we used to get into whatever room we're in, and that's going to be a big time waster, is getting back to the center room to move into the next room, because that's what a lot of this temple is. So just a forewarning. Okay, so now that we're done that room, don't want to go into that locked room just yet. You want to keep going clockwise. And there's this block here, so we're going to grab it, and we're going to push it through this hallway. And eventually, after a little bit of time, come on Link, you can do it. You can do it. It will slide all the way down below you and fall through a hole in the floor, very similar to the last room that we were just in. You can fall into the water and equip your iron boots to fall to the bottom, run to the end of the hallway, and do the same thing that we did last time, where we unequip them and surface on the other side. Now, in this room, there's going to be a blue Tektite across the way that can be kind of annoying, so I don't know if you want to end up killing it or forcing it to jump off the ledge by provoking it with your hookshot. Anyway, if you hit the switch, a water geyser will appear, and you can then jump across the room and reach the doorway. In this room, this is going to be kind of a weird room, honestly. You can see there's some stuff under the surface there that it looks like we have to interact with, but the currents in this room are pretty bad, so we're going to have to equip our iron boots. I recommend doing it in the corner over here. That will allow you to fall onto this little pipe thingamajiggy, and you can then use your hookshot, and there we go. I think it's cool that you can use your hookshot underwater. Oh crap, I think I missed something here. There's a gate over here with a bunch of shell blades behind it, and it looks like another hookshot target, but we can't quite open that door, so there must be a switch somewhere that we missed in this room that we have to hit, because as you can see, there's nothing on the other side of that, and trying to hookshot the door or the shell blades on the other side obviously is not going to do you any good. So, trying to make sure I'm not missing anything here, but it doesn't look as though I missed any switches of any sort, so they must be elsewhere. So what I'm going to do is take off the iron boots, and we'll... Oh, no, I know where the switch is. I saw it. It's inside the dragon's mouth there, so we need to re-equip the iron boots, and we should be able to hit the switch with our hookshot then. Although I don't know if we can do it from the ground. Oh no, I guess we can. Hit it with your hookshot, that'll open the gate, and now we can head on through. Oh no, I hear a timer. Okay, so apparently we can't do it that way. We'll need to do it from up here so that we can hookshot on over. Now I see what you're doing, Zelda. Makers of Zelda. So you want to position yourself so that you can hit both the switch and the target. So we'll do that. Man, I'm really bad positioning this hook shot. I feel like the controller's really touchy for whatever reason. I can just never get it quite right. There we go. And now we can just run on in. No, no, no. Are you serious? Did that really just happen? Okay, I'm gonna get it this time. I don't care what you say, Shell Blades. I am hookshotting past you, so you can suck it. Now you can hit me all you want because I'm past the cage. Ha! Ha! I outsmarted you! Mwahaha! Anyway, float up to the top as soon as you get through the gate, and you can open the chest for a small key, and that's small key number 2. Now we can hit this switch to reopen the gate, and we're gonna head back to the center room. Once we make it back to the center room, we're going to be looking for a door that is locked, so we need to use up one of our small keys here in order to move onwards, but we still have one left, so that part's good. Once we make it into this room here, you'll see that there are spikes on either side, and this room also has a bunch of different levels to it, and it can only go upwards. And actually, there's stuff under the room that we need to get as well, but we're going to save all of that for next time. So thank you very much for watching, folks, and please stay tuned for episode number 42. Game on.